Welcome to the 6-month ownership review of my Hyundai Tucson 1.6 TGDI and Sport DCT. In this video, we are gonna explore it. Now, before we start, let me quickly give you a generational list of all the Hyundai Tucson from the first one to the fourth generation. The first one was from 2005 up to 2009, and on that one, there was no facelift. And in 2010 up to 2013, Hyundai decided to bring the second generation, but this time they've renamed it into iX35. Yes, it was not called Hyundai Tucson, but Hyundai iX35, but still under Tucson brand. Then the iX35 had the facelift from 2014 up until 2016. And then from then, in 2016 up to 2018, it was the introduction of the third generation, the one that I'm currently driving. And the third generation had a facelift from 2019 up to 2021. And finally, in 2022, the new Tucson was revealed, the fourth generation, looking all different and beautiful, like a spaceship. Yeah, ne? Now let's officially begin our 6-month ownership review of the Hyundai Tucson by starting off with the walk around and talk about it. Starting off with the front of the car, as you can see, it looks bold, big and beautiful, aggressive and too big. I'm sure, I know this car's got a problem with the aerodynamics, but it's not a problem. The front splitter of this car, yeah, this one, it was aerodynamically designed. It's not just there for the show or for the looks only. It helps keeps the car on the ground while you are speeding. Yeah, it's not just for the show or for looks. It was designed with a purpose, hence those spaces that passes the air in between there. And it runs on the 19 inches alloy wheels. Now I'm going to show you what this mirrors does, or what this car does with an keyless entry. I will specifically make a video in the next one where I'm going to be exploring on the keyless entry functions, the aerodynamics of the car, the powertrain, and other things that were not included in this video. Continuing with the side profile of the car, let me step back a little bit so that you can get a clear look, to fit the whole car in the frame and see what a beauty. You know, checking it from the side and also checking it from the back, it screams aggressive, it screams sport, it screams fast. It doesn't scream anything less than that. And look at those quad pipes. They are real, by the way. They are not fake. They are very much real. You know, the badging there, the end table, you know, the four-wheel drive is beautifully designed. You know, it's beautifully designed. But there's something that I have to talk about that you guys must just know about this car. While other cars are attracting girls and criminals, you know what cars I'm talking about, this one does not attract girls and criminals. It attracts police and petrol station. In this way, is the fuel consumption is too high, so I'm always at the filling station. They all know me there, yeah. And police in this way, every time I'm driving and there's a police, they stop me, and when they stop me, they never ask for my driver's license or for my papers or anything else. They want to talk about the car. What kind of car is this? Where did you put the four pipes? What about the front splitter? What about the side skirts? Where did you buy them? You know, and obviously when I'm done answering them that this is standard, then they want me to take off like a maniac. Eh? No, man. Other cars are attracting girls and stuff. This one, no, attracts question. You know what I'm saying? And when I meet petrol heads, the discussion will be on and on and on. And some will say, yeah, it's already neutral. Ne? No, there's no neutrals. And it's for Namyang. But that's a story for another day. I will explain what Namyang is on the other video. Okay, let's continue. Now let's check what is under the bonnet. This car has got a 1.6 liter TGDI engine that is turbocharged, which produces 150 kilowatts, which is 201 horsepower and 212 newton meters of torque. It drives all four wheels, and then it is mounted on the 7-speed dual clutch transmission gearbox, hence the DCT. And when it comes to safety, Hyundai gave it ABS, EBD, stability control, and 6 airbags. Hyundai said, this makes me laugh because it's not true. Hyundai says this car will consume 8.5 liters per 100 kilometers. 8.5 liters of petrol per 100 kilometers. Liar. No. This car chows petrol. It consumed 10.8 liters of petrol per 100 kilometers. And then the full capacity is 62 liters. And the full range, they say, is 729. It's not. It's around 680. So I don't know where they got their figures. But anyway, I've been driving this car, so I know. Now, before we drive the car, let's really talk about the features of this car. It comes with all electric windows, power steering, keyless entry, keyless stop start button, climate control that is automatic, Bluetooth connectivity, USB ports, auxiliary input, which is useless because I never use it, navigation, which is useless because I never use it. I tried, it's just useless. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which both of them are useless. I tried connecting my phone, my Android, so many times. I even tried with my Apple phone, still same thing. It sucks. I even went to Hyundai, they couldn't even figure it out, so I never used it anyway. Daytime driving lights, auto on and off lights, rear and front fog lights, high level brake lights, electric folding mirrors, what else? Yeah, park distance control with a smaller camera, which I also hate. Why such a small camera, Mara? Oh, woman. Yeah, anyway, those are things that the car have that some of them I like, some of them I don't like, some of them are useless, some of them you ask yourself why, like that camera. Why? Now let's continue the review from the inside so we can talk about the differences between this car and the previous car. I'm sitting in the car right now at the back seat. I've got enough leg room and the driving position is my driving position. My legs can move very well, so there's enough space here, and I'm in the middle seat right now. I want you to check out the car inside. As you can see, from this angle to this angle is basically the same. It's basically the same. From the controls on the steering wheel, everything is basically the same. The controls on the door, everything is basically the same. But when you come down here to the gear, that's where the first difference is. The previous one was a manual transmission, 6 forward. This one is 7-speed dual clutch transmission. Yep. Although the engine is still the same power, but however I feel like the engine is not the same because the power in this one or the sound in this one is different. Even the petrol consumption is different. Yeah, but that's the first difference. And then the second difference is this one. As you can see, is double sunroof. There's this part for the front people and then there's this part for the back people. Yeah, I'm gonna close it and open when I go to the front seat so you can see. So those are the two major differences from the inside of the car. Previous one had no sunroof. This one there is a sunroof. Now let's jump into the front. Okay, I'm in front of the car right now. I'm inside of the car. I'm gonna fire it up. Oh, another difference which I forgot to mention while I was at the back is the start button. The previous one you used to put the key somewhere here, and this time it's not a key, it's just a power button which you press. That's the other difference. So basically this one has got a keyless entry. Yeah, so let's start the car. Yeah, I just started the car, which I'm gonna switch it off. Still the same welcome and goodbye tone. Okay, here I want to show you how the sunroof gets operated. Obviously this whole compartment wasn't there on the previous one. It was just the sunglass compartment only here and the lighting, but there was no control for the sunroof. So let's close it because it was open. And by the way, it opens twice. There is a first layer, the inside one. In most cars, this inside one is operated manually by just pushing. Here you just flip this back. There, you flip it back, and then it's opening, and then you've got two options on how to open the glass one right now. If you just push it up once, you see, push it up, it close. Let's look at it. Once, close. Just touch of the finger, up, close. And then if you want it to open all the way back, you just push, and then it's opening. If you want, you can stop it in the middle, you see, and then you can continue. There, it's opening. Unfortunately, it doesn't open all the way back, but the back seat people still sitting under the glass, but the roof only opens for the front people. Let's get the camera out. You see, that's why they call it moon roof or sun roof. You can see the sun, not this thing of you guys calling it sound roof. What the hell is that? Yeah, so because it's hot in here, I'm gonna close it, but just not now. I want to check out the car from the outside. So basically what I got from this car, I got a dual clutch transmission, an automatic. I got a sunroof, I got a keyless entry, I got a start button, and then I got a trip to go to a filling station even more because it chows petrol, because it sounds good. Okay, this one is an automatic dual clutch transmission with still the same 150 kilowatts, still the same 295 newton meters of torque, but it sounds better. Can someone tell me why? They say everything's the same, but this one sounds better than the previous one. I don't know why. So that's what I got. So I wanted you guys to check it out from the outside. See the sunroof. Let me see if I can show you the sunroof. Yeah, sunroof open just like that. So yeah, so now I've been with this car for 6 months, and then what I can say about this car for the past 6 months is that everything is perfect. I love the gear change from 1 to 3. It's so good. There's only just one problem, Jay, is the petrol consumption. This car will send you. Those guys at the garage, they all know me now because I'm always there. They all know me. The consumption is terrible, but however, Hashem, great car, as you can see yourself. Very beautiful. Yeah. Now, welcome to driving my car. There's a couple of things that I want to tell you about driving this car, but basically it drives so well. Now let's start with the small kind of things in the interior. The leather seats, even though some says artificial, some says fake leather, it's good. It's very, very good. And very, very cold in the morning when it's cold. Yeah, it's very, very good and very cold. But otherwise, the seats are okay and they're comfortable. I'm not complaining. Yeah, they don't hurt my back, and the controls on the seats are also helpful. I'm gonna show you a bit later. But yeah, so driving this car. Now the difference between driving this car and driving the previous car is very simple. It's very easy. That the previous car was manual transmission, front wheel drive only. This one is automated dual clutch transmission, 4-wheel drive. So basically it is using all the wheels. It's not using only one, it is using all the wheels. So since it's using all the wheels, it makes it easy to take off. The takeoff is very good, and very, very, very fast, unlike the previous one where it was using only the front wheel. And then maybe that is why it chows petrol, because of this 4-wheel drive system. I don't know, but if you know, leave the comment on the comment section. Yeah, it has got only 2 driving modes. That's your normal mode and the sport mode. So now the effects of the sport mode on this one are the same as the effect of the sport mode on that other one, because if you press the sport mode, what happened is the steering wheel became harder, obviously, so that you can be able to control the car, and the suspension gets stiffer. Yeah, it gets strong, and then that makes it to, that gives it a better handling. The handling is very, very, very good when it's a sport mode. And then if it's a sport mode, and then somehow, I don't know if what valves or how many valves that are open, but it does something to the exhaust system, because the moment you press the pause button, the sound completely changes. It screams. I actually hate it. Yeah, I actually hate the sound that it makes on the sport mode, because it makes too much noise. It makes too much noise, you know. And the performance as well is better. The takeoff is actually very good. Although I mentioned before that I don't know how to launch a car, and I don't want to launch a car. I don't want to kill my clutch. This thing of flattening the clutch and then flattening the accelerator and removing flattening the brake and the accelerator. You get me. I don't know how to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't know how to do it. So now what I do from a standstill, I just flat it. I just put, then it goes. So obviously it will be a bit slower. So someone says to me, what is the point of having a Vrupa if you can't Vrupar it? So I'm gonna Vrupar it. I'm just gonna floor it. I'm gonna Vrupar it from 0 to 100 and let's see what happens. It's not even on sport mode. As you can see, it's not on sport mode. It's on automatic. Now let's go. But on a sport mode, it's very good and very noisy, and that's a Ford Mustang passing in front of me. Yeah, it's very good and very noisy. I don't like the noise it makes, but you know, it's fine, because the gear change from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 are the best in this car, because that's when you hear it. Then 4, 5, you don't hear them anymore. Even if you're on sport mode, you don't hear them anymore. But the speed continues. So this car is very fast. Yeah, I hardly drive this car on a sport mode, because I believe sport mode increases the fuel consumption. Yeah, so I don't drive on a sport mode. It's normally the normal mode. And then also, since it's a dual clutch transmission, there's an option of driving this car in manual, which I hardly do it as well. But a guy in Hyundai told me that if I want to get the best of this car, I must drive it in manual mode, sport mode, because then now I'm controlling it, but I must check the revs as well, and then the valves are open, and then I must know what I'm doing, because if I don't know what I'm doing, if I don't change in time, I might not get the nice sound and nice speed right, and I might also be putting the clutch under pressure. So that is why I hardly drive it in manual mode. I normally drive in sport mode. I don't like manual mode because I'm not that good. So but anyway, yeah, that is about driving this car in sports mode versus manual mode. But however, the road noise, I don't know how much of a noise you can hear right now, but it's not very good when it comes to road noise, because it makes noise. The noise from the tire is a bit too much, but it's fine, because that noise is mixed with there's the sound of the car, the engine, the exhaust. So it's okay. I'm not complaining about that. Remember, this car I didn't buy this car brand new, so there are few things that I hear that I don't really like, that I think is worth talking about after 6 months of owning this car. When I'm driving this car with the sunroof open, there's a bit of a sound, which I don't like, But when I drive it with the sunroof closed, it completely goes. So I guess it's the mechanic of the sunroof. I don't know. I just don't know. And also the brake pedal is jiggly a little bit. It's not. It's supposed to go only up and down, but this one goes a little bit sideways. And then what else? When I'm driving on a traffic, if there's too much traffic and I'm driving slow, the car do a little bit of shaking. I've reported all these things to Hyundai. They didn't do anything. They said they couldn't see anything wrong with the mechanics of the sunroof. Everything is fine, and they said they've just tightened up the brake pedal, so there's nothing wrong according to them. And then also the issue of a bit of a shaky on the traffic, or when I'm driving very slow, that guy think I'm stupid. You know what he said? He said, no, there's nothing wrong, everything is fine. It could be that because you're driving on automatic, the car wants you to step on it. Since this is automatic, it's computer controlled, so the moment it's moving, it needs to change clutch, change gears and whatever. That's what he said, but I know it's nonsense. Yeah. Then he advised me whenever I'm on the traffic, I should drive it on manual. And guess what? I did that, and it's still doing the same thing, you know. So I'm taking this car back to service in about 3 months, and then I will raise it again with them. Hey, these things that you guys advised me is not working, you know. But yeah, driving this car is, it's okay, you know. Although I've driven too much to the filling station, garage, baba. They know me there, and they love the car. Yeah. One time I was there, these 3 guys were fighting that no, it's still again. No, you know, they were arguing because they wanted to attend to this car. And when they do, no matter what amount of petrol I'm putting in, they would want to clean the windows and do stuff like that. And then one time, this guy who was saying he wants to be the one to attend to my car, and then he's like, Dibra, I'm like, but I can't better it because we're in the filling station and there's not enough space. Okay, fine. Fortunately, the engine was hot. I did the Vropa, and then the guys were happy. Yeah. Sometimes people reminds me that I've got a nice car. I don't even remember, or I don't even know, or I forgot it, you know. But when I'm driving, then people looking at it, people asking me where did I get it. Some even think that the front splitter, the diffuser, the side skirts, the 4 pipes, they think all these things are aftermarket. They think I did that myself, because there's not a lot of these cars on the road. There's actually very few of them, you know. So they think I did that on the aftermarket. Even on one of my previous videos, I had viewers who were asking me, where did I buy the front splitter? Where did I buy the diffuser? You know, then I told them, no, it came standard. I think from 2017 and 18 they made specifically this one, although they were introduced around about 2016. Yeah. So before the end of the video, I want to show you something. But first, let's close the sunroof. Let's close everything completely. It's gonna be dark though. If it's dark, I'm gonna open again. Don't worry. Yeah, it's a bit dark, but I'll open it again. I'll open it again, no problem. So let me open. So guys, this is a Hyundai, okay? Depending on the country where you're from, some call it Hyundai, some call it Hyundai. I've heard so many names for this car, okay? And when I read, okay, it's a Hyundai Tucson, okay? I've heard Hyundai Tucson, I've heard Hyundai Tucson, but when I went to Hyundai's page, they even say this car is named after a city in Arizona in America, a city called Hyundai something. And then they said this city, and they said now the car is called Hyundai Tucson, but pronounce the car is called Hyundai Tucson, but pronounce Tucson, T-U-S-O-N, Tucson. So let's stop calling it Tucson. But I don't blame you. It depends on the country where you're from, you know. Yeah, South Africans, Tucson, Hyundai Tucson, Hyundai Tucson. Yeah, it's got names anyway. So that is basically it about the experience of driving this car. It drives so well. It's flawless. It's got a bit of a road noise, tire noise, but I'm not complaining. Yeah, and then that is it about it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share the video, and then until I see you on the next one, peace. Sure, I'm speeding now. What am I doing? Why am I speeding on the curve? Oh, the handling. Yeah, I've got good handling. Even though I'm not on a sport mode, I still got good handling. Yeah. So this is where the video ends. See you guys later on the next video.